Here from Sunny Hill Ferndown campus, and I'm here to take 5 all this week. So we're on day 1, and we're delving into the book of Luke. So Luke chapter 1 we'll be looking at today. So when you look into the book, if you've read the verse already, it's quite a long verse, and it is filled with divine encounters, prophecies and miraculous events that demonstrates God's faithfulness. Luke, the author of this gospel, provides an orderly, detailed account of Jesus' life, reflecting his background as a physician and companion of the Apostle Paul. Today our focus will be on the story of Zechariah and Elizabeth, an elderly couple chosen by God to be the parents of John the Baptist. We'll examine how their journey of faith relates to our lives today and how we can trust God's plan even when it seems impossible. So the verses we're looking at Luke 1 verses 5 to 25, which is the prophecy of John the Baptist. Zechariah and Elizabeth were faithful servants of God, yet they had no children and were advanced in years. Despite their circumstance, God had a miraculous plan for them. They were visited by the angel Gabriel, who delivered a message that Elizabeth would bear a son. But Zechariah doubted this because of their old age. His doubt led to a temporary consequence being made until the prophecy was fulfilled. Zechariah was muted. Despite Zechariah's initial doubt, God remained faithful. Elizabeth conceived and John the Baptist was born, just as God had promised. But if we look at this passage and try and relate this to our lives today, I can certainly do that. Sometimes we face situations that seem hopeless and beyond repair. However, like Zechariah and Elizabeth, we must remember that God's plan often defies human logic. God can work miracles in the most unlikely circumstances. Like I've been in the process of moving, and I've had some difficulty with some finances, and wow, I was quite a few thousand short, and I thought I'm going to have to backtrack and make different plans. But it was quite stressful, and I doubted that I would ever be able to move to the home of my desire. But so I was trying to think how I could, borrow this extra money. So I was thinking of having a loan and all these sorts of things. And I was sorting out some paperwork. I knew I had some pensions that were coming to maturity in lump sums and what have you, but I didn't think it was going to be much. I think it was just going to be a few thousand. But I was going through the paperwork and I phoned up one company, and they said to me that I got another pension with them as well. And I said, oh, I didn't realise, I only thought I had the one. And it transpires that I had another pension that more than covered the thousands of pounds I needed. And I just couldn't believe it, and I'd taken this pension out years ago. So just think about that plan that God had for me all those years ago, that I was going to need that money right at that point when I needed it. It was there. And, God was so faithful in that the money was there. And, I've been through a lot of stress and anxiety about this. And what for? Please tell me, what for? What a waste of time, waste of energy. That God was always there. He was there. He was faithful to me. The promise that he'd made. I had a plan. His plan was being walked through in my life. He was there all the time, and I just doubted that. I doubted that I would have the application to be able to move, and it just consumed me because of that. But since then, it's about being patient and devoted. Have faith in God and what he can do. And, this person, Jesus, had come into Zechariah's The prophecy that Zechariah had and doubted, never question what the Lord has planned for us, because only He knows. So I think what we can take away from this today is it teaches us about the importance of faith, trust, and the unwavering plan of God. Zechariah and Elizabeth's story is a powerful reminder that God can and will fulfill His promise even when circumstances seem impossible. We are called to live by faith, trusting God's word and His timing. Let us encourage each other to hold. Let us be encouraged and encourage each other to hold into God's promise, knowing that He is faithful and His plan is for us for good. So, take that with you today, in your walk today, in your life from here on, that God has it. God has it. He knows. See you tomorrow. Ciao.